get paid.
Welcome back to the Comedy Store Doorcast. I'm your host, Luke Schwartz. Today I have with me the security guards who make us safer here. It's going to be a good show. I got Marvin on my left.
What's up, guys?
I got Joe across.
Hello.
And I got Anthony
What's
across.
going on?
Anthony. It's going to be a good show. I just realized as I was saying, I don't know most of your last names. So that's we'll find that out when we introduce you. But first, the sponsors. No Thirster today. These three guys also said they've never seen a bottle of Thirster.
Never heard
Is that true?
Yeah, that's very true. We hydrate with good stuff only.
Yeah, that's all we do.
But then I thought you would have noticed that we have Thirster. But Thirster's a sponsor. I thought you would have looked out for it in like a bad way. Anyway, this week we have some just a few shout outs. Blaine came in for $5. Thank you, and dropped a name there. Matt Martin for $2. Thank you. And you were with Alexis Mendez, who also dropped in another $2, and that was a cool party. There was and my dude Johnny Barra put $20 in. They were a nice looking punk couple. She had a shaved head with a tattoo on it, and they were like very sweet. You know those kind of punks that are like nice.
Yeah,
they were great. And we had, and then a couple here and there that were nice but didn't want any shout outs. That was our week. So on my left, I have Marvin. What's your last name? You don't have to say it.
Yeah, it's anonymous, you know. For all the viewers that are here, man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
For your pursuers.
Yeah. No, my name's Marvin. Yeah.
Yeah. You got it. You didn't say the last name.
Oh, yeah, Marvin Pantaleon.
Cool.
If you guys know how to spell that, figure it out.
Pantaleon.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. How long have you been working at the store?
Since like the end of 2018.
Before the pandemic. That's right. You were.
Yeah, I was here for a bit. I used to actually work like the day, but then they moved me up to the night shifts, and it's a big difference,
Yeah, it's when it's in business. What did you do during the day?
There used to be like AA meetings at the OR.
Yeah.
So I had to deal with those type of people, hear their sad stories and stuff.
You worked for AA?
No, I worked for the Comedy Store, but I used to have to check them in to go to the OR because we didn't let nobody park at the parking lot. So some of the AA people would try to park, so that was pretty much my job.
Right.
Yeah.
You were only security during the day.
Yep.
That's right, you were.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's a good shift though,
So it was a year and then pandemic and then another like year and a half.
Yeah, about 3 years and a half.
Sorry, what?
They have AA meetings here.
Not anymore. But almost every day.
Yeah, it's like
That's such a wild flip from what happens here at night.
right.
It's kind of nice.
So wild.
And it's also there's like people. I mean, there's a lot of sober comics that because of that kind of shit, and then so it kind of makes sense.
It's kind of like the
Yeah,
people from
but
the
it's
night,
bad. It's- Totally. So that's like around 3 years on and off.
Yeah.
Joe, I met you when you were walking down the street.
Yeah.
And Ryan, the manager, and I were standing outside, and you handed us. Did you have a resume on you?
No,
Remember?
I no.
Emailed a resume.
He after our conversation, he asked me to send something over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So did you know anything about the Comedy Store?
Well, I knew the place and a little bit about it.
How did you know it?
Well, it's legendary place. Well, okay, so I knew what I'm from Southern California, so I knew what the Comedy Store was, being a comedy institution. I was looking for a second job. I invest, so I was looking for a little extra to invest with, and I kind of handpicked a couple places. This was the first place I stopped at, and I said, no, I probably don't need to stop any other places. I called a couple of places looking for just very part-time work. Sure. I have a normal full-time job. And my conversation was so great that Ryan just said, come on in.
Wow. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
And how long's it been?
So we're maybe like 8-9 months, something like that. It was August, so whatever the math is on that.
Pretty new.
Yeah, pretty new. Oh, yeah.
Relatively new. Yeah.
Comparatively to most people, I'm like brand new.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
Anthony, or Joe, do you have a last name?
I do.
That's cool. Anthony. No, I'm just kidding. That's a classic rug pull. I'm sorry about that.
That's fine. Yeah, it's Giamalva.
Giamalva.
Yeah.
Am I going to try and spell that one too?
I mean,
Right.
you can.
Giamalva.
You missed the double M, but excellent. So yeah, GIAMMALVA.
Wow, the tricky double M.
Right.
Yeah,
This-
classic.
this
I was
silent
I was this close to that Wordle.
Yeah.
Okay, and aren't we loving Wordle? Anthony, aren't we loving Amarella?
Yeah, do I look like a guy that plays Wordle?
You look like a guy that should play Wordle.
yeah. That probably benefit me a lot.
you only know 4-letter words. Am I right? Am I right? My man, how long have you been working here?
I'm coming up. I think it'll be a year next month.
Great.
Yeah. I got here because I was working on one of those quarantine shows, one of those drive-in shows at the Magic Castle, and
How are you working? In what capacity?
I was doing the cold opens for them, and then I was also building their stage, and then I also did security for them when I wasn't on stage during the show.
All around
Yeah, utility guy.
guy. There, that's the term. Sure.
But our direct boss manager, Ryan, was moonlighting security there during the pandemic. And there was an instance where Jesus Trejo was on stage and these like YouTubers jumped the fence and they tried to like rush the stage. And I didn't hesitate, and I just buried this kid. like he was like a 20-year-old in a Rugrats t-shirt.
Yeah,
but
TikToker.
I put him at
I
put him at a 90-degree angle over this fence, and then just flipped him over, and then like took 5 steps away from that. And Ryan was like, "Hey, do you want a job?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, that sounds good." So yeah, been here for like a year now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's
I was
dope.
gonna say something like I was like, what, talk about a punchline, but like talk about a punchline. Yeah, no, that's good stuff. Yeah, how long have you been doing? I didn't know you did comedy when you came in.
I
That's
know
when
that
we first met.
because you were like, "Have you ever heard of Eddie Pepitone?"
Yeah.
And I
Well, first I asked, do you like comedy?
yeah,
Because I don't
that's
know. I didn't know if you were who you know.
Yeah.
You were just first day on the job.
yeah, no, that's fair though, because I was also pretty out of left field from here. But I've been doing comedy 7, almost going on 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been a while, a little bit, anyways.
Yeah, but I said, so you like comedy? You're like, yeah, I like comedy a lot. And then I was like, have you ever seen Eddie Pepitone?
yeah.
And you said no, right?
No, right. I hadn't seen him, and then you were like, "Well, watch this guy," and I'll watch The Patio, and I watched him, and obviously he's
He's one of my favorites.
yeah, that guy's a living legend. And then I came out and I felt the need to explain, like, yeah, I watch comedy, like you know,
As
what I
you
mean?
should. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad you did.
Yeah, this is definitely a place you got to speak up.
And then I think you said like I do comedy, and then I remember, I'm always disappointed when I hear that.
Sure, as you should be. As any
It was a
comic is.
tough, like whenever I meet someone, I kind of like them, and then they like, and I do comedy. I go, okay, that's fine. Okay, I hear you. Yeah, a very nice young woman came up yesterday with like a very supportive friend, and she's like, I've been doing comedy for a little while, and like around a year, I would bet. And she's like, my manager wants to put me out on tour. And I want to get good. I want to just get on here and get good. And I'm like, you don't know what you want.
Yeah.
You're just so you don't know what. And her friend was like, she's gonna be it.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe, yeah, maybe. I just don't.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope.
Hey.
I hope you're the one. But shut up for now.
Yeah, but it was a little like, yeah,
Join the
just
line.
a little, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's the comedy
You get
story.
people asking about comic stuff, you guys, all the time.
Yeah.
They pretty much, do they think you do comedy?
They ask me all the
Right,
time, like, "Oh,
same
when do
here,
you
bro.
go up?" And I'm like, "I'm just
Exactly.
working right now.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm doing."
Great,
Yeah.
So they
good
think-
choice.
Yeah, and then well, how do I? I don't think you do. I think they'll find you.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works here.
Yeah, you're okay.
My favorite is when they go, "Hey, can you point out the booker?" And I swear, if I had a nickel for every time,
Should point him out to Josh Martin.
I was just thinking that.
yeah. But if I had a nickel for every time the booker was standing right next to me and someone said that, and I was just like, they're not here tonight, man. Or, hey, do you know their name?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to pass a couple tests before we're
Exactly.
going to point somebody like that out
for
to.
sure.
But yeah, people come up here with wild questions.
Yeah.
Wild.
It's crazy how they think they could like go up stage, like
Yeah.
easy. Like,
Yeah.
how do I go up there? Like, how do you explain it?
That's yeah. Sometimes people are like, "How do I get up? Yeah, how do I do it?" And I go, "Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Hang out for a long time."
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Be cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
Stop
this comes,
asking questions.
something that comes up a lot as one of the door guys or whatever. We say this a lot. We don't want to hear about you from you. We want to hear about you from around, from the scene, and that's like a shorter answer. But I've been working a lot this week. I worked a lot of days. You guys were here you're here tonight, Anthony.
Yeah, I was also here Thursday, Tuesday, and Monday.
Anything? How's the week been?
It was a goofy week, like post 50th. So it's Coachella. So like, I feel like a lot of people left LA and it just left a bunch of goofy people here. But like, it was cool. Like I was saying outside, like Vinny from the Jersey Shore was here. And
that's a great sighting.
He was so casual. Like no one knew who he was.
Did he have an entourage?
No, he was just with a girl, just walked out. I think he walked out the OR and just like walked out the front patio, got in an Uber like that.
So he was in seeing a show.
Yeah, just hanging out.
So
yeah.
Never know who you see.
He wasn't
Not
pulling
with
a
Richie?
TI or anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Who was working last night? Who was here? None of you?
No, I wasn't
Yeah.
here.
It was Guam and Anya.
Oh, yeah. Scarface was supposed to come in, the rapper.
Uh-huh.
Wild.
Cool.
Just like that. But I think I saw him, but I don't know. He wasn't there for very long. Yeah, it has been a kind of a goofy week.
Yeah.
I think Coachella, what you're talking about, you know.
It's just left a bunch of goofballs here. Like,
That's so interesting. You think the goofballs would go to Coachella?
but it's a goofy, not in a Coachella way. Like, I caught this guy taking pictures in the main room on Tuesday, and I'm like, hey man, you got to delete that. And he opens his gallery and he has like 25 photos, and I'm like, all right, let's go out to the hallway so you can delete all these. And he's so drunk, and he takes like one big scroll, and it ends up like way past all the pictures, and he goes, oh, this is when I was at Sequoia. And he starts showing me his vacation photos. And I was like, dude, shut up. And I just like ripped his phone out of his hand and deleted everything from him. Like, it's just been goofy like that, kind of.
Yeah.
Were you guys here on Thursday for the dude in the ski mask who came in? Who was like, he had a neon green ski mask.
Yeah.
You were there
We
for
kicked
that.
him out.
Yeah, and he was first he came up as it was a dude for Crack 'em Up, and it just a goofball, and like had a neon green ski mask on and other like a weird suit kind of thing.
Yeah.
Looked cool, I'm sure, but like was taking a huge flash photos of this girl that Anthony came down and dealt with. You were like, hey, it's flashing in the original room.
Like,
So strike one already. He goes up there. He's gone for a while up to Crack 'em Up, and he gets kicked out. He has like teddy bears with ski masks on them. He's like kind of selling stuff, but like kind of branding it weirdly. Wouldn't tell anyone his name.
He's been here before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And was like, I left my watch. I left my charger up there. I'm not leaving without it. And he wouldn't leave without it. So and Sal was mad as hell. Sal was about to like
that's the
get
thing.
his ass kicked. Fight him, I mean.
Like, Saul's the nicest guy. Like, to piss him off, you really have to be a dickhead. You know what I mean? And like that guy, like, why won't you just? What's the mask won't tell his name?
He's just not very calm.
No.
The guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, Guam comes up and he goes, "What are you doing? Never let him in. He has a ski mask on," and he has a solution to it.
Guam.
Our favorite.
He's my favorite door guy.
Yeah.
He's the best door guy. He does when I ask him to do something, he does it right away to the letter of the
Right.
the letter of what you asked him.
Probably the nicest door guy, too.
Oh.
Up there, yeah,
One of them.
up there for sure.
Because when I started working here, he kind of like showed me everything, you know, like gave me a good rundown how everything runs, and nobody really explains to you, you know, but you just catch on, you know, you just catch on. And Guam showed me the ropes a little bit, you know.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think the 50th was a great explanation of no one tells you what
Right.
to do. Like,
What from your perspective? What happened at the 50th? Why?
Were you there?
I was there hanging. I was like at the event. Yeah.
they told all of us that were working to show up at 5 o'clock, and we all showed up to clock in, and there were no managers here. Or they were here, but they were doing stuff, and no one told us. Like, they started letting people in. We still had no instructions on what
No
to
direction.
do. No direction. We ran.
You took a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
I saw like you all posed like freshman class. Like yeah.
Just do what you do, you know. I know the job.
Yeah, it was just like kind of help out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, they had their own
Be present.
security.
they had their own security.
They
for
had their
us,
own,
you know?
and
Yeah.
I think this is hilarious. Their security came up to me only one time with one problem, and it's that they caught Pauly Shore sneaking people into the 50th.
Yeah.
And it's like, of all people,
Yeah,
like he's the only one that did it and got caught.
Actually, Brian Holtzman got caught too. You know, he was
Brian
sneaking
Holtzman.
in people through the main room.
Oof.
And
No
backdoor.
good,
yeah.
Brian.
If you
Yeah,
see
tisk
Brian-
tisk. I had a few people texting me like, "Hey, can you get my homie in?" I went, "This guy, no."
Right.
And and honestly, nah. Like I just can't anyway. But this guy.
It's just you have to go through. You're putting a lot on the line for sneaking people in.
Oh,
you know,
to that event?
yeah.
That event that was a strict event.
Yeah, it was high
Right.
class.
Up until a point.
Yeah,
When it clearly
towards
was
the
not
end.
strict
Oh,
anymore.
sure. I left at like 11:30. I was
yeah.
like,
That's
it's,
good.
I know
Good
where it's
time.
going from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, good time.
Yeah.
Great. I feel awesome about that decision.
Yeah.
And that thing went for what? You said you were there till like 4?
Almost. Yeah, there was a time when Steven Garza was kind of keeping a tally, and he goes, "Why is that one here? Who let that one?" They
He's
should not
great
be-
at that.
Yeah.
Steven was
Yeah.
a great door guy, very exclusive.
Yeah.
Garza doesn't like when people are around.
Yeah, especially towards the end, a lot of people who weren't supposed to be there just started coming out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, who let them in, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Would you say towards the end a lot of people came in that weren't supposed to
Yeah.
be there?
Was it too
Yeah.
early for them? Because there's at a certain point, I would say at like
Whoa.
at 1 or 1:30 or so.
Right.
Yeah, the
The party's
gates
dead.
loosen.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you know, Richie just let everybody in at the end, too, you know?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Richie always turns out to be like
Yeah.
somehow a man of the people, even though he's like not at all.
Yeah,
But
somehow-
like sometimes he's like, he really shows up. It's great.
Well, he's for the team, I think, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you know.
He's for humanity. yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's not like anti people.
Right.
Yeah.
He wants the good time.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. He wants this place
I
to
think
be
yeah,
fun.
I
But-
think a lot of you guys.
But
do,
if you
and
start
it's true.
shit, Richie's there, you know?
Yeah, and even if you don't, Richie's there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's there and he's escalating it, that's for sure.
But you guys get into fights more than anyone, I would say, on our behalf.
Right.
To thank you.
Well, hey, that's
and
how
also
we get
like
paid.
yeah, exactly. And then also yes, and thank you for that.
I
too.
do that so I don't have to see Cooper try to throw a punch. You know what I mean? Get the fuck
That's a pretty good angry Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Renee and Cooper mostly, and Garza when he was a door guy. Because I've never seen someone have a panic attack like Garza
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
tell 2 girls to be quiet.
It turns into middle school all of a sudden again. Sometimes it does that. There's some like cool groups that come in. Like
Sure.
if there's like 6 people that are like clearly cooler than me and like 3 years younger than me, I'm like fucking shit. And I have to I have to tell them to shut up. They're gonna make fun of me. Like
Yeah. It also doesn't help that you guys are just like in t-shirts. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you don't seem very official. You just seem like a guy.
especially with people wearing these white T-shirts that say Comedy Store and the gray ones. I'm like, nah,
Throws
Oh, you
it
don't
out.
like the white ones?
all black. The black building, the black drive-in, but a black shirt with the black pants and the black shoes.
Right.
Keep it some type of uniform, right?
Yes.
Right. Because otherwise you just look like a fan
Person.
who's
Yeah.
upset.
Right.
Yeah.
A white Comedy Store shirt, you know?
I don't. Yeah, it's
little
you're wearing
odd.
merch and not a uniform at that
Right.
point.
I will say the walkie-talkies have helped.
Have they?
I think so too.
As far as just being able to like know what's happening and like have a good rundown instead of having to go around individually and just get everyone's stories, because that never works. That never works.
I understand that they're good. I hate wearing it. I don't like it.
Right.
Yeah, they're not comfortable.
Yeah.
They're not fashionable by any means.
No. Where do you clip yours? How do you clip it? Where do you guys clip? Front pocket, back pocket, and then where do you clip the mic?
Front hip and probably by my collar, you know, about a button
on
down.
the collar.
No,
Because you have the button.
Polos
yeah,
so
I go
we
down
got
the shirt. I go down the shirt.
Okay.
So it's the cord is hidden, and then to the hip, and then the little talkie guy is just in between the button on the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you go all the way in? You put it in or under?
So I run it down so the ear will go up here.
Right.
Down
But
under.
do you put it under your shirt? Like
under my red
work
shirt? Yeah.
So you have a shirt under the red shirt.
So there's a shirt in between skin.
Is that what you're asking?
A shirt
Say it,
bi-layer.
man. You want to
I'm not
know
trying
what
to-
his
I'm not
nipples
trying to
be
go-
doing.
I'm not
It's
trying to
COVID, man. Like we
I'm
gotta
not trying to
be
get the
careful.
sweaty one,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, no, that's true. I wipe them down every time. I don't fucking with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
For
before,
sure I'd
even
wipe
before
them down,
COVID, I was
man.
like,
Yeah.
these people are gross. I don't want to share an
right.
ear with
Right.
anyone.
Right.
Yeah,
we should have our
definitely.
own for real. Still COVID going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got COVID once in this room
Uh,
from Guam.
From Guam.
Yeah.
Guamacron.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Guamacron variant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't. That stopped me from going home, man. That was upsetting.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn.
If anyone should have got it, it should have been me. I never got it.
No.
That I knew of. No. Not that I know
Wow.
of.
And you
Yep.
work at a hospital.
Yeah,
Right,
I work in the ER, and I've been. I don't even know how many.
Been wearing a mask at the ER?
Yeah, and when it's at the height, I have like the N95.
Yeah, that's gotta help.
It helps, but I thought it didn't for a while because nurses, everyone's still getting it, and I thought, well, just a matter of time.
Maybe you're asymptomatic.
I
bro.
think I was asymptomatic.
strong genes.
Yeah, strong genes. Yeah, I probably had it.
Yeah, that's how
Very
this works.
strong genes. That's why
I don't
you're a
think-
security
I
guard.
don't think it has to do with genes.
Top notch.
Yeah.
Any other celebs that you saw here that you never thought you could never see anywhere else?
Not that I could never see anywhere else.
Wow, okay.
Going back to when like Rogan was here, I'd never seen him perform, and to kind of see what that setup was like, and the crazy turnover in that environment.
Yeah.
Some of the people that came out for that was
The crazy
interesting.
turnover?
Yeah, the big turnover
You mean between the show or
between the shows, the line.
Right.
Yeah.
the line.
Past like way down the street.
That's how it was.
Just
That's how it was.
very
before,
rarely?
right?
Yeah, very rarely would get to that green fence parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, it was there. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was there and some. For sure.
Yeah, he brings a big crowd.
And it went much better than I thought. Like there wasn't like a lot of problem with
Yeah.
the
Right.
audience or anything like that, or outside or afterwards.
I think we only had to kick out that one guy from the front row.
Yeah.
Which wasn't the best, but wasn't the worst either. But yeah, they were pretty good. They were pretty good comedy fans. And I think the same thing for Doug Stanhope's fans.
Doug Stanhope's fans were a dream.
They were just
Yeah.
they were rowdy but also respectful. And you gotta love that.
Yeah, it's
They knew
always
where the
an easy
line
night.
was.
Yeah. Yeah. But you get some people that just like they put their feet on the tables, dude. They're vaping. Like, what do you this isn't your
yeah.
house.
Right.
You're not watching Netflix, dude.
Shoes off and everything.
I don't like
huh?
the vaping. I don't like our guys doing the vaping inside either. But everyone just does it.
Call out.
Call out. I call them out to their face. I don't need to do it on the pod. They don't. I tell them to stop. Do that. Like, hey, stop doing it inside.
Yeah, or at least hide when you do it.
Go
You know what
outside,
I mean?
Just go outside for 2
How hard
seconds.
is it?
Come back
Yeah.
in.
smoke a cigarette like a real person.
Oh yeah. Wow, what a censor.
You got that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty easy. It was a pop-up fly.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, you're from somewhere, right? I do like every time Anthony's checking IDs all the time, and every time he sees a Massachusetts one, he's like, "Oh, brother, hey, I got a story for you. Where you from?" Yeah.
All right, I don't sound that lame when I do it.
I think that was a perfect impression.
In fact, I usually know something about where they're from.
Yeah.
I use checking IDs almost like crowd work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like try to figure out when you're just like something funny to say. Make this a little bit better for everyone. You know what I mean?
The
Like
pre-opener.
because they've been waiting in line sometimes 45 an hour, you know, like they just want to get in. If you can make them laugh,
Right.
it'll be a lot easier to kick them out later.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean?
Sure, the long con.
Yeah, yeah, it is a long con.
It's always
For
fun
sure.
to crack a joke before, they go inside.
Yeah. Do you have any go-tos? I mean, people have go-tos. Hormos does one that I hate. I've told him I hate. Hey, you have closed-toed shoes to like women in heels and stuff?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, no. And he's like, he can't come in without closed-toed shoes. They're like, really? And he's like, nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, one thing I
He
say.
gets them every time. Son of a bitch. He's just like...
One thing I say is when it's their birthday, I tell them, ask the waitress that it's your birthday, they'll give you free ice on your water.
That's a funny one. I like that.
Right.
I like that a lot, actually.
Hormos did get me with he really got me with your zippers up. Your fly's up the other day. He's like, hey, bro, your fly's up. And I was like, oh, fuck.
He just likes lying. That's like kind of his thing. He's very good at it. It's entertaining for sure. So yeah, do you have any like how do you deal with people? How do you want people to come in? How is it? I mean, everyone wants everyone to be easy and relaxed, but who do you see that you like and like you model stuff?
As far as like audience members?
Yeah, audience members, and then also like, yeah, and how do you like to work with people? All of you.
Yeah, I think I like people that are upbeat, not the people that are coming in silent. Like when I take your ID, I'm like, I always say, hey, how you doing? Or how's your night going, guys? Right. If you just like don't say anything and it's, I know eventually it could go awry for you. I try to get them upbeat. You like a good energy going in, especially for the cold opener.
Yeah.
Because that helps. And if the cold open has a good spot, then the show generally goes pretty well.
Right.
It's so interesting how the chain of events from security to, I would say the next step would be who announces the cold open and then the cold open. And then you can see if you're going to have a good show.
Is there a big difference between the sound guys announcing the cold opens?
Oh, yeah. In every room, all the pianos in the OR do it different. Yeah. There's some people that really nail it, and there's some people that do their best, and there's some people that don't even really try that hard.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
it all matters.
Yeah, but the ones who, sometimes, and then also people say there's no such thing as a bad crowd. There are bad crowds.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you? How many times has there ever been a night where you've kicked out like multiple people in a show?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Especially towards the end, with Holtzman or Don Barris, some people get crazy and start kind of taking what they say serious, and it's like you got to start kicking them out one by one. Like, man, you can't be heckling what he's saying. It's like it's Brian Holtzman. Like,
yeah, but that doesn't mean. I understand both sides of the issue here.
Yeah, I think sometimes, again, later, some people try to become part of the show.
Right.
They try to chime in a little too much instead of maybe an acceptable kind of response, and you give them keep it down. Next time we're gonna have to chat outside, and that'll end your night. But sometimes when it's multiple, it's like maybe a couple tables who think that they're gonna interject their humor into the show or their comments.
Sure.
There's a 2-drink minimum. There should be a drink maximum as well. It's what it comes down
a lot of
to.
people ask that as a funny joke when they come in. Is there a maximum? And I'm always like, just be cool.
right.
And they go, oh yeah.
No, it's
Be an adult.
Yeah. Handle your shit.
Yeah.
Shoot, I had a good question for what we were just talking about. Oh, when's the earliest you've ever kicked someone out of a show? Before the first comic? Has any of you kicked anyone out?
No, not before the
not
first.
that I can remember.
Definitely like maybe the mid-show level.
Right.
Maybe like
It's
midway
usually
through the
always
lineup.
they get their second drink.
There was one meth head. There's like this couple who's clearly like, I'm pretty sure they're from the IE. Like they just, and then he started problems in line, and then they got seated, and like he immediately put his feet on the stage. He was front row.
Was he with his girl?
He was with his girl,
I
who was
remember.
also yeah. And then it took because it took forever to get him out.
Right.
Because once
Was this the OR or the main room?
the main room. It was like 8 o'clock.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, And like even once we got him outside, he kept trying to come back.
Right.
Like at one point, Ryan and I both picked him up by his arms and dragged him to the Andes, and he still came back. And it's like,
Wow.
Yeah, Richard got involved that night too. It was crazy, man.
yeah.
And that's prime time.
Yeah.
That's everyone's out and it's just start. Was it a weekend night?
Yep.
Yeah.
More likely, right? Yeah.
If you were here for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like those types you have a sense. You're like, oh, we're gonna
Nah,
talk
but-
again later in the night.
Yeah, you know from the beginning, like
Yeah.
you could tell their vibe, like, oh, this guy might be problems, and it usually is, yeah, it usually is. You gotta trust your instinct.
That and birthday parties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everyone hates the Bachelorette, but like any big party is
Why
Any
would you
party
come
over
here?
5 people, I'm concerned.
agreed.
Why would you come here for a bachelorette?
Because it's honestly they just don't know. A comedy show sounds fun. It is like comedy clubs do market to bachelorette parties. Throw your office party, throw your bachelorette party here. And when we have a group of 16 people, or if we have like sometimes it's 25 people from the same office, I'm like, this is
Yeah.
Mostly because they think this is a show for them
Right,
specifically.
right.
Okay.
And they get way too comfortable and they like
they
if
just talk.
they talk,
just talk.
Phones out. Yeah.
phones out, they're giving each other hugs goodbye across tables of other people.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, their
get
Ubers
the-
come. Yeah.
We had a little of that vibe Super Bowl week. A lot of corporate guests,
Mm.
Super Bowl type.
Yeah, oh yes,
coming
100%.
and they were here. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
looking
Richie was
that
on fire that week.
Well, he went to the game.
I mean, he did good work.
Yeah.
He worked his ass off to
Yeah.
get him there.
Yeah.
Him and his
Yeah.
kid. He worked his ass off. Yeah.
Mhm.
He's good at it, man. It's
Yeah.
fun. He walks people around. He does it.
Yeah.
He definitely knows when to put on the charm. You know what I mean? Because he can be pretty brutal if he's just walking by you. Like, and he throws a one-liner. But if he sees someone he needs to charm,
Grace. Yeah,
right.
he's all-time car salesman at that.
Real estate, man.
Have you worked with a guy like him before?
I used to sell cars, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, it's around. Have you all always done security work?
No.
Not really security work. I think so. I worked in music before this, so it was part of it when you travel. But I've not been like a security. I had to get my guard card for this.
Right.
I've not done security work specifically before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. And then you just found picked the comedy store.
Yeah.
Mark.
I've done some before, like little staff security events.
Oh, okay. Like private events.
Or like concerts.
Okay.
Yeah. Prior to the.
You worked at the Magic Castle.
And then I had a short stint at Deja Vu on Hollywood Boulevard. So there were
I feel like I've been there, but I can't quite place it.
I got it.
But that is actually true too.
Vine and Sunset,
Yeah.
baby. Or
Wow.
no, Vine and Hollywood. Vine and Hollywood. That's what it
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, this,
And thank you. It was a good bit. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Probably out of everything, though, this is probably the best gig, though, like.
I mean, it's got to be weird and fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
oh,
why
yeah.
it feels a little exclusive, because a lot of people always ask for a job, and it's like, I don't think you're gonna get a job. I don't want you working with me, So,
Yeah. If
so
you
it's
can
like-
choose the people you work with, it's kind of better.
Sure,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody's cool, though,
It's kind of the point of a family business.
Yeah.
Like the Shores own the business, but like it's a family business.
Right.
it's also like
They trust us to some degree.
in the year that I've
That's
been
why there's
here.
cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
In the year that I've been here, and granted it's a pandemic year, but like there's only been maybe 5 times I've had to put my hands on someone here where like at Deja Vu, that was every night.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Real. That's good to know.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a different
Yeah,
Is
different crowd.
it like a
yeah.
club? Is it like dancing or is it a bar?
it's
strip club,
it's a
right?
strip club.
Oh, okay.
That's what I
Oh.
thought your real joke was getting at, that you didn't want people to
that's
know you were
right.
going to
It's-
the
it's-
strip club.
You just turn right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
but
No, I
yours
was
was
making about
vu.
yeah.
a much more innocent and thought provoking.
Yeah, I thought it was just like some club. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is some club.
Yeah, it is some club.
It's not. Yeah, it's not the Body Shop. It's not the Seventh Veil.
No, it's Deja Vu.
Right,
They're
that's right.
corporate. They're chain
Right.
strip club.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Their violence happens all the time. Here, most people, 90% of the crowd here is awesome.
Awesome.
Right.
Every
Plus,
night. That's
not gonna
cool.
lie, we could probably take on most of them.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what distinguishes this place. It's not. I don't think of it as really a security role. I'm almost like an ambassador before you enter. I'm here to greet you,
kind of like
check
guest
your
service.
ID. Vax is done, so we don't have to do that. But
that's a great attitude. That's what I try to tell door guys too. But I'm glad that it's innate for a security position. That's good.
Yeah.
It's very relaxed, and as long as the people are cool, which they should be, everyone's gonna have a wonderful time. Us included. They're gonna have a great time. When you're not cool and you kind of expect too much, then it's a problem. I think when you this place has a lot of history, and I'm a big like traditionalist. Like you respect the rules of the house. You know, sometimes you have comics kind of going out of bounds where maybe you shouldn't go on your own unless you're with.
I agree about
rules.
the having a place. I like having a place and knowing the things about it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
A home base of operation is like a nice to be in orbit of that. Is that you guys? When did you first hear the Comedy Store, Anthony? Because you were. When
I started,
Comedy.
probably before I started comedy.
When did you?
obviously.
Where did you start comedy?
Boston.
Okay,
Cool.
Yeah,
heard of it.
yeah. It's a small town. You know.
Town, yeah,
You always
township.
knew about the Comedy Store?
Commonwealth.
Yeah, my dad really loved comedy. So I used to watch like Jack Benny as a kid, like real old comedy, and that when you start that deep into comedy, you obviously eventually make it to the comedy clubs and like late night spots and whatever. But like when I moved here, I didn't come here that much because I knew my comedy wasn't ready, and B, I didn't want to, I know a lot of people that moved here the same time I did that still hang around here that aren't necessarily liked here. You know what I mean? A lot of people and it's a lot of what Joe says, you're just overstepping your bounds, dude. Like you're trying too hard to be.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, it sucks because it is like high school in the sense that like if you try too hard to be in,
It's a frat.
you're gonna
Straight
you're gonna be spit out.
Levels, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So I didn't really come here that much until I thought I was ready, and then Ryan obviously found me.
Yeah. That's very smart. A lot of people come here early and stay too late.
Know your role, man.
Yeah.
This part,
But that's
part
like
of the
being a
game.
smart person in general, and
Yeah.
50% of people are dumber than the other 50%.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're gonna get people.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Comedy Store. Yeah, I never heard of it before working here, And I grew up here in LA, so it's crazy, like I would have thought like
But you do fashion stuff. You do
Right,
clothes and
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not comedy. Wasn't really. Were you ever raised with comedy?
Yeah, of course, like George Lopez and other comics and stuff, but for some reason I think like the Comedy Store never really like markets outside of if you're in the comic world, like the Comedy Store, but if you're not,
it is for like
kind of interesting
tourists
because,
and comics
yeah,
and
because I
hardcore
would think
comedy
like
fans.
Yeah.
Like that's who is
everybody
here.
should know about this place because it's crazy. It's no place like it,
That we should do outreach to just local stuff, but
I
we
think
get a
so.
lot of Valley people, we get a lot of IE people, we get a lot of Orange
yeah,
people.
for sure.
But
Depends what's going up.
It is amazing how many like LA natives you meet, and they're like, "Yeah, I never been there,"
Right.
and then I'm like, "Oh, so and so and so and so and so and so were here last night. You could have seen that for $25."
And 2 drinks, yeah. And if you were cool, it was really cool.
Right,
Yeah,
but instead you went to
doubt.
Deja Vu and
Right,
got
right.
violent. So
Got stabbed and shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come to the Comedy Store, Nah, but yeah, it's a great place, man. I was also able to do the 50th anniversary shirt.
You designed this, or you just
no,
made it?
I just printed it. You
Yeah.
know, but
It's good.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Part of history. It was
That's
pretty
great.
fun.
Yeah, you put your little fingerprint on there. It's great. It's perfect.
My logo's on it too.
Oh, sneaky. Is it?
Somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah. Great. That's good.
every time someone shows up with a new Comedy Store shirt I haven't seen before, I'm like, "You hit up Marvin, huh?" Because he'd be doing custom Comedy Store shirts. for
Yeah.
the
Are you
door
making the
guys.
jackets? And stuff? Did you do like who has that? That's a pretty maybe Young.
Yeah,
Alex Young.
Alex
has-
has
yeah,
one.
has
yeah.
that-
I've done a few little custom pieces for the door guys,
Yeah.
I got a bomber jacket. That thing's
Yeah.
sweet, dude. Yeah.
I might. Well, I might have to look into it. I got the C on my
What's staff for?
Captain Door Guy.
Oh, okay.
Captain Door
Yeah.
Guy. I love that.
Ari Manis gave it to me because I was calling myself Captain. That made it official,
Yeah.
and that was like
There it is.
5-6 years ago. It's like a long time ago.
How long have you been here?
I've been here 9 years.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Always Door.
Always Door, and that's we count at the 50th. It's 18% of the Comedy Store's history. I've been here. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you've seen a good amount.
I've seen a decent amount. Yeah, Jen has been here a long time. Jen been here like 20 plus. Couple servers before.
What's his name? Danny too.
Danny.
25.
Oh, Danny's
25.
20, a quarter century at the Comedy Store. Half of its tenure.
That's so wild.
Isn't that wild? Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like when you hear people like Argus talk about, they're
Oh,
here
yeah.
when it
A
started.
different
it's
century.
Like, holy
Right.
shit.
Right.
Different world. Like a complete.
It's a-
Completely
it's a
changed
dino-
so many times over.
Yeah.
The computer it was invented.
And you got a flavor of that at the 50th. I forget
sure.
I forget the gentleman's name, but he has the Lester, the
Willie
yeah,
Tyler
yeah.
and Lester.
yeah.
We all got a
Willie
picture with
Tyler
them.
and
So there was I remember people like him, and you saw him when you were a kid, like maybe on
Right.
maybe he was on
Wow.
Sesame Street or something.
I never saw him even.
And then
but
it's like, oh, here's that was here. He was here. I had never been here before working here. I'm a classic LA guy. Like, if you want to go see the Hollywood sign, I don't know where to tell you where to go. Just
Right.
on the freeway.
I've never been to Griffith Park. I met
yeah.
Griffith
So
Observatory.
You've never been here before? Working
No,
here?
I've never been
I'm
here
from
before.
LA. We're all from LA. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been to.
Yeah, typical.
Those are all things I knocked out first.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I-
Tourist,
yeah.
classic tourist
Yeah.
guy.
yeah.
But I mean, I get it. I used to work in Times Square. That's like Sunset Strip.
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just for another comedy club, whatever. Yeah, one time talk about old people. You see, Gallagher was here on Super Bowl Sunday, and I don't know how. Like someone set up a projector, and then I don't know how Gallagher heard about it, but there he was with like 2 people, and he was like loud and nuts the whole time, and everyone was like kind of like, okay, Gallagher. And then at halftime, like 25 pizzas showed up, and I was like, and Gallagher was like, "Yeah, that's me. Yeah, me. I did it." And I'm like, "Wow, okay, Gallagher, there you go."
Classic Hans move.
Yeah, classic Hans move.
Pizza is like the universal. This will get me in on everyone's good graces.
It worked great. Yeah, it's
Works. I've never seen it.
one of the
fail.
best keys in the world.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Yeah. Hans brings pizzas all the time. Hans has been mentioned a bunch on the show.
Okay.
If you have any Hans
Does he
stories,
tip the jar or what?
yes, he greases everybody. He
Nice,
he
nice.
really is. He's great.
He has
Interesting. He's
he has
interesting.
to spend $200 just in
Step
tips when he
inside.
comes
Just to
here.
step inside.
Yeah, he brought pizza
Yeah.
the other night.
And he kind of does.
Yeah.
He has to kind of do that.
Yeah.
He
That's how
gets
he's
he gets a
welcome.
long leash because of that.
Because of
Yeah.
all. Yeah, he does.
Well,
And he
there was
needs
like
one.
2 weeks
Yeah.
in a row where he must have been on a bender because he
Right.
was like in the middle of Sunset
With
screaming,
the shirt off.
and
Yeah.
then like
Yeah.
the week
in the
after,
street.
It's one of those places. Yeah,
He's random.
So you
Just
see
gotta-
people like the biggest comics like a Bill Burr, Chris Rock come in, and then Hans is there in the middle of the street. Like
Right.
it's interacting. It's yeah.
Sunset.
Yeah.
he bought a $110,000 car and was doing donuts on Sunset while shirtless playing "Living in America."
And he yeah.
If you see there's some things you would see in a movie and be like, that doesn't happen. That's corny. This is so hacky.
Yeah.
That's one thing about moving here where you're like, oh, this shit does happen here.
Right,
This,
Mm-hmm.
like, because you do think it's.
Have you described Hans to people? who-
Yes, but you can do it again. I'm sure we need a refresher.
Right.
Oh well, he's this
skinny old white
How old
dude.
would you say he is?
I would say he's above 50 and less than 70. Less than 65.
I would do one better.
60.
I would say he's above 60 and younger than 80. He's in that wheelhouse.
For all we know, he's
Whoa.
probably,
And then-
I
I
would
don't.
put him-
He moves too well.
for all we
Well,
know, he's
yeah.
probably
I mean, he
about
moves
55.
well.
I bet he's 55.
Just looks pretty bad.
I think he's
How
lived
old's
hard
Dawn?
at 55. Dawn, good question. I think he's less than 60.
He's a gypsy.
You would think Don's like.
He does call himself.
Yeah. I think some of Hans's vigor is chemically enhanced. Maybe.
Sure.
I think he's got some fun.
Yeah. Sure.
You know.
Yes. I understand.
No,
what
but
you're
yeah.
saying.
So he's he's got a little bit of the chains. He's kind of got an open shirt.
Yeah, he has now
Glasses at
dyed
night.
black hair. He
Yeah,
used to have
dyed
white
hair.
and he's dyed it black.
Obviously
Am I
dyed.
crazy?
No.
Did he used to have white hair?
It was lighter. When I pictured
it was
him,
like Steve Martin white, I thought. Yeah,
Oh,
wasn't it Martin?
I don't
was.
remember.
I don't
that.
remember the white.
I don't remember that.
I thought it. I could have sworn it was
Or
like
was it
white,
blonde? But it was.
it
light,
might have been
though.
blonde.
Yeah, I remember.
but it was like light, and now it's like jet black, like like ink.
But he does like all this crazy stuff. And then last night I was leaving Norm's at like 2:30, and I'm walking out and I see Don and Hans, and they're both just like
Would not watch that show.
coming to ABC this fall.
Yeah.
They were
FXX.
both just like slumped in their booth, not even talking, just like tired. like the
Don's been doing this a long.
the performance is over for the night. They get like I think Saul has the joke of that, like Hans goes home and he's like, why do I keep doing this?
Yeah. Do you think it's a bit? Do you think it's a bit?
That's real.
I don't.
life.
I think it's real.
A lot of people think it's a bit. A lot of people have seen him break,
Interesting.
but I think that's the break.
yeah.
I think he's really interesting in his head. In his
Yeah.
mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Special guy. You know?
No,
Don is-
that's not true.
Yeah, I believe
Oh.
that. I believe Don's 72.
I mean,
But-
if that's true, he's a good.
I don't
70
believe that
good looking
at all.
70. I don't. He doesn't look it.
I think maybe he was born in 72.
No, I think.
Nah, he'll be
I
too
think.
young.
no,
Well, that's true, yeah.
my mom's 70 and he looks way older than my mom.
I'm placing Don in
yeah.
the 60s.
yeah.
But
I guess.
Wow.
72 it is, right?
I doubt it, but okay.
And Hans does look like a 73-year-old like Florida retired.
It is
you
a
know?
little more Florida than SoCal surfer. Yeah, but he
I'll
has
say
that
more
leathery.
Florida.
Yeah.
he's got- maybe like
Louisiana, maybe.
yeah, maybe Mexico.
yeah,
yeah.
TJ.
we might have to see.
back and forth.
Yeah, maybe just hopping around.
We might have to see that hog. We might have to see that hog to determine. Finally,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
the reason we
Yeah.
chose it.
Nobody's ever seen it.
No,
Myth.
yeah.
Has he always done that little? Hey, ask about. Show me your.
Don.
Not gonna- yeah.
Oh, people have been yelling to see his dick since before I started working here.
Yeah.
For like a decade at least. Don, let's see that hammer. Don, let's see the tool, baby.
Right.
Bring out the hog.
Right.
Yeah, I've been yelling that at him for 9 years. Like he just yelled something, and when you learn, Don is 76. That's okay. Now
Wow.
45 he was.
That
Oh,
so that
hey,
doesn't
boy.
make
No.
sense to me.
I don't believe that.
Yeah,
Well,
he
good for
moves
him if
pretty
it's
well,
true.
yeah.
I don't
I
believe
bet.
that.
Parents were just
Gypsy.
banging it out during the World War.
Yeah.
Do you like? I mean, you've never seen anything like Don before. Do you like when Don goes up?
It's interesting, you know.
Yeah. What did you think when you first saw Don?
What the?
You never saw anything like it.
Yeah. Especially the Ding Dong Show. Have you guys ever seen it?
No, I haven't
It's
seen
the
it.
worst thing. No, it's
You
like
cannot stay up there for
Yeah,
more
you
than
just
5
can't be
minutes
up there
without
for too
losing
long,
your
bro. It's
grip
like-
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a definite grip loser. And more than 5 minutes, I go. I think I don't want to. I can't be in this room.
Yeah.
that's how
yeah,
I feel.
You try to get it, but then it's like, oh damn.
I do get it. It's not for me,
Right,
and that's
right,
fine.
right.
Like
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
really not
Yeah.
for me.
Right.
And who it's for, it's perfect.
Right.
Like there's
And
a
then-
guy
and then
banging
it's-
his head for a whole minute straight, like,
Because he's being punished or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Don told him to do it.
Don told him to do it.
He's like,
Yeah.
for a whole
No one
minute.
does anything on that show that Don doesn't tell them to do.
Right.
I
He's
think
a
Like
ringleader.
the oddest people, you know.
if you put him anywhere else in any other lineup in any other slot, it would not work. But it's nice to go in there at the end of a shift and just watch him do
Nah,
what he
for
does.
sure.
He's
Yeah.
perfect for that one. I
yeah.
wonder what I'd be very interested to see him at 10:15.
I don't think.
You know, I don't think
as
that's for
not
him.
the closing. Yeah, I guess he did like 11 o'clock, or he does like 10:15 if he's the last guy on the main room, but still he's the last
Right.
guy.
Yeah.
What does he do at Jimmy Kimmel?
He's clean. He wears a suit. He does clean jokes and he makes balloon animals and is sarcastic about it. Apparently, he's
The
amazing.
6.
I've never seen it, but like he's very generous with the tickets if you ever wanted to go.
Interesting.
But like I've heard only good things about his warm up for Jimmy Kimmel.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, he can't do the B joke at Jimmy
He can't
Kimmel.
do any joke.
Right.
no, you can't do
He
anything.
can't do
that.
anything that he does at the Comedy
Right.
Store at Jimmy Kimmel
Yeah.
because it is a Disney corporation.
Right.
I mean, he could sing.
That could get soul crushing, and it makes
Yeah.
me understand why he does what he does here a little bit more.
Yeah, he's
You know,
and
that-
why he
right?
dresses like that.
Yeah.
He's just in his PJs, I guess.
He's comfortable.
He's
and
very
He's doing what he wants
I would
to
say
do now.
comfy.
His top hat.
comfy.
Yeah.
Well, he's a elderly. I
guess.
still don't believe.
No.
You know,
45?
I don't believe it.
That's wild.
I don't believe it. Yeah.
who's your guys' favorite comic to watch?
Hell yeah. Good question, Marvin. Thank you for keeping us on.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Consistently, someone I'd never heard of before being here is Rick Ingram. He's been.
Oh, yeah.
He's always incredible.
That's a big obvious number one.
It's
Yeah,
obvious.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For
Who do you like? What about you, Anthony? Who do you like seeing here? Like kind of more niche. That's like you laugh every time, but maybe not everybody. Do you have like a special connection with like as a fan to a comic, Joe?
someone that I'm
Yeah,
a
I
fan
get
of.
Like who?
I gotta think.
you
As
gotta
far as a fan, like I think my favorite comic of all time is Ron White. And
Have you seen him here?
Yeah, before I worked here, anyways.
Yeah.
But I don't know that we have anybody exactly like that right now. You know who I've really been enjoying recently is Zaynab, dude.
Oh, cool.
She's been crushing.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's someone that I'd never heard of before.
I was really happy that she got this because she's been around the scene for a long time and she's blowing up, doing good. and
Man,
she is funny.
yeah, and it's quick. Like it
And
doesn't
it's her
stop.
too, and it's her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's good with the jokes. Someone who I'm very impressed with lately, I think I've said this before, maybe I'm just giving too many shout outs, is Lara Bites.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Has been absolutely friggin' crushing.
Got way
Yeah.
better, huh?
yeah.
And just like, but her material evolved with her. She changed kind of her lifestyle.
Yeah.
And
Good for
I
her.
was like, her old closer really relied heavily on the way she looked, and then she changed the way she looked, and doesn't need her old stuff at all. I've been like, whoa, fuck yeah! I've been really like, that's really
Right.
cool.
That
Right.
stuff can almost be a crutch. You know?
Exactly. And she ran without it. And I mean, I see door guys that are like do the same jokes for. I mean, I do the same jokes from like 7-8 years ago sometimes, but I see people doing jokes from a long time ago.
Yeah,
And she's turning shit over and making it good. I go, fuck yeah, good job.
yeah, she's been crushing. Brian Simpson,
Brian.
Asif Ali,
Asif.
Asif
Ali.
Sorry,
He's
sorry.
a fun
Yeah, yeah.
addition.
Right.
He's a great. He's one of the best openers we have.
Just
Him and
so
Jesus.
much energy. Oh, Jesus
Jesus,
too.
very humble.
Yeah, those.
I like Frank Castillo too. He's funny. Like he could get like awkward, you know, but
Yeah.
it's like funny as shit.
Yeah, Brian Simpson's been doing fun. Everyone loves Fahim. He's been doing great.
right, yeah.
He's
Yeah,
been
Fahim's
he's been
good.
filming a thing with Jonathan, who worked on the documentary series. So I like his filmer found, I guess, like his whatever it's called. I don't know what he does for him. Produce films. Yeah, but I wonder what that project's going to be. That's cool.
They've been filming for a couple months.
Yeah, I think they're editing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who has like isn't always there for me, but has big pop potential is Jeremiah Watkins. Dude.
Oh, cool.
Bro,
When he is on, I saw him start doing a German accent,
And he did it the whole time.
and a lady walked in, and he was like, "Have you been here my whole set?" And she was, and he did it for 15 minutes, and he's doing his dad jokes,
Yeah.
And, like just not German material, you know, that like he can really pop for me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He's one of the best out here.
I like for a goofball. I like Harland a lot. I'm always gonna watch Harland. Harland's out of his goddamn mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say there, my little owl fluffer? Yeah. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
One of
My little beaver
favorites-
chuck.
Yeah.
One of my favorites here too is Holtzman, Brian Holtzman.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
He just doesn't care. Like sometimes, you know, I'm having
He
probably
cares
a bad.
lot, though. I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm having a bad day sometimes, you know, like in life and shit. And I just like watching Holtzman like finish his sets because he just lets it out, bro. You know,
Yeah.
Just letting
He
it
does
out for
sometimes
me,
just
you know.
yell into the
It's
microphone.
like
I think that was probably the most wild I've seen an audience was Brian Holtzman at midnight on New Year's in the main room.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
He was screaming. They were screaming. There were no door guys to be found. I was.
That sounds like New Year's.
It was pandemonium.
Yeah, that used to
man.
be Brody's. Brody used to do that shit, and he was great at it. I get mad. It's not Brian Holtzman's fault, but I get mad at him that he isn't Brody sometimes, and that's like that's not fair. But
Yeah.
I never
damn.
got to see Brody. You guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up with Yeah. That
I
was
heard a lot of good stuff about him. You know.
someone who I didn't know who died right before I got here was Angelo Bowers. I don't know if you hear about him.
Yeah, I
but,
heard about him.
Everyone
Yeah.
speaks the same way about him.
Right.
And that was that was a big loss that I didn't know, and I regret.
Everybody
Whatever.
talks about him.
It's wild. So on that note, we are actually going to wrap this thing up. We have a free show in the Belly Room every Wednesday. If you mention the Doorcast, you get in for free. You get to see all the door guys go up. If you guys have any plugs where people can find you, Marvin, where can people find you and your shirts and stuff?
Check out my T-shirts. My company's called One World Peace. We've made some T-shirts for the Comedy Store too. So
how do you spell the peace?
PEACE __ World Peace.
Okay. Yeah.
Check us out.
Not PIECE. Yeah.
Nah,
One
we're
World.
spreading peace, man.
Got it. Just checking. That's important. I want people to find you.
Yes, sir.
Joe,
Yes.
Jama
Double N.
Giamalva.
Giamalva.
Yeah.
I knew there was a V. Yeah.
Right. Just come say hi to me here. That's
Great. That's great. Yeah.
That's all you got.
Anthony Amarillo.
You can find me Instagram at ant.amarello. I'm in Bakersfield next weekend. I'm around SoCal for the rest of the month after that.
Go watch the show too. You know, we got to get Anthony on stage, guys. Come on.
Well, I don't know the booker, so I can't help you. Thanks everybody for listening and watching. We'll see you next week. Appreciate you.
All right.